I just wanted to make this video and say thank you to everybody that supported me and my mom over the past several weeks or so. I'm going to try my best not to cry during this video, but as you can see, I'm already having a hard time not crying. And I have a hard time talking if I'm about to cry. That's just the way that it is. The first couple of days I couldn't really stop crying. Yesterday I did a lot better, and I'm going to have random moments where I cry. It's hard losing a mom, especially when you have one that was as awesome as mine. But okay, Tom, toughen up. All right, so there's been a ton of comments left on the threads that I've made about my mom. The open letters I write for her, the one where I announced my mom's passing, the one where I had just this random thoughts of something that's probably 20 pages long and people actually read all the way through it. Wow. And nothing against you if you didn't read all the way through it, because it was a lot. But there was a lot of moving things in there, heart-moving things. And you people are telling me things like it's helping you with your own grieving process, which is something my mom would have liked, and I certainly love hearing as well. So the fact that my openly sharing all these things is helping people out, man, that's cool. And I think it helps us empathize with each other and connect more with each other, especially when we just get rid of any tough guy vibrato or any insecurities that we have that covers up our true selves. I mean, when we're that vulnerable and raw and real, nobody has judged me on this. I make a lot of other posts where there's a fragmentation of people that might judge me. Who knows? That's normal for that to happen, not that it's right. But these kinds of posts and these kinds of sharing, I haven't seen anybody judge me or any of that stuff. It's just, I believe when you're that raw and you're that real and you're that vulnerable and you just strip away any fake vibrato about yourself that you might have otherwise had, people just connect with you more and they empathize, and there's no judgment, and we're really there for each other to support and love and lift each other up. And I'd like to see more of that in the world. But in this video, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody, and I'm going to share some thoughts and a couple of pictures of my family as well as my mom and me, and just random things that comes up in this video for those of you that are interested. So I have not read every comment yet, but in the next couple of days I will take a couple hours or so and read through everything. And I'm not going to be able to respond because there's just too many. But the fact that there's so many, wow, you're not just a number. And I will read yours even if I haven't yet. No matter who you are, I will come across it and it will affect me. So thank you. Thank you so much for your support and your love and your comments and everything. Now, my private messages, I have literally written everybody back so far, and I will continue to do so. So if you need a personal response from me, that's going to be the best way to go. But still, please keep commenting on the posts because it really helps me a lot to read it. And there's also a few family members who are going through my posts and reading those as well. So it's helping family out too. So please don't stop commenting on the posts publicly, but also if you want to reach me privately, you're more than welcome to, I promise. And these posts that I'm making on Facebook about my mom, the open letters and so on, I'm also putting those on my website, tombirkenmeyer.com. So you can go there, just like it's spelled here on social media, tombirkenmeyer.com. And so far I'm caught up. I've got everything I've posted about my mom up there with a couple of pictures and things like that. So you can check that out if you want to, with the proper timestamps of when I posted those for real too. So here's a picture real quick. Look at us. That's my mom. It's my dad, Popeye the Sailor Man. That one's me. It could have been me, but that one's me. Well, this guy looks nothing like me, so I guess maybe that's easy to spot. That's my little brother, Jay. And I was about 4 when that was taken. I'm 43 now. Wow, that was almost 40 years, 39 years ago. That's hard. I actually remember when this was taken. And there's my mom. Really loved her family. And there we are again. I think I was about the same age here. Actually, I look a little older, so maybe I was 5 or 6. Yeah, so I wasn't the same age. This one is definitely 1 or 2 years later. So my dad passed away first, and That was 2 years and 10 months ago, I believe. So going on 3 months here in a couple of years. And that was a really, really tough loss. And you guys were there for me too, which I deeply appreciate. But when the first parent goes, you got the other parent to lean on, and you're both leaning on and supporting each other, which I so loved having my mom there during the time of my dad's passing and after he passed. It was really great. But when the second one goes, oh man, in this case it was my mom, you're out of parents. And so there's no parent figure to lean on, and there's nobody that can fill that void. As great as all of you are, don't take any offense, but man, there's nobody that can fill that void. So that's extremely difficult and definitely the most heartbreaking thing I've ever had to endure, that I'm obviously still enduring. I think making this video is bringing more of the tears on because I'm making this video. Otherwise, I've actually been doing pretty good since about yesterday. So I guess that explains that. What else? As many of you know, because you read the post, I helped my mom cross over with intense love, talking to her almost nonstop for her last 15 hours of her life, including the last 15 or 20 minutes of her conscious experience before she slipped into unconsciousness, and then 15 hours later. But for that first 7 hours or so of that unconscious moment where she slipped into being unconscious, I talked about 7 hours straight. And then periodically the rest of the time up until the end, and I saw her take her last breath. Actually, just as I was group texting everybody, her sisters and my brother, telling everybody she's barely breathing now, and I clicked send or tapped send. At that moment I tapped send, that's when she took her last breath, and her last few breaths or so, they were spaced out by a few seconds or so, where she would stop and then she'd take another breath, and that last one, a few seconds went by, then a few more seconds, and I'm like, oh my God, I think that's her last breath. And so I said, I love you, Mom, as I said all night, and then I ran out to the hallway and said, I think my mom is passing right now. So somebody came back, put a stethoscope right here for, 20 seconds, a half a minute, and confirmed, yeah, her heart stopped beating. Then they went and got the doctor. The doctor came back probably, I'm going to say about 20 minutes later, to be honest with you. And the doctor, stethoscope, pupil dilation, which there was none, and pronounced her. So that's how that went. And I've been talking to my mom a lot ever since, out loud with my vocal cords. So if anybody's spying on me, I must look like a crazy person talking to myself, but I'm talking to my mom, and I miss my parents so much. I always will, and I'm not going to keep this video much longer. I mainly just wanted to say thank you to all of you for supporting me and loving me, and I love you, and we need to, all of us, not just in hard times like this where it's easy to love and support each other, but we need to love and support each other all the time and give up any facade trying to protect our egos or our insecurities. Just give all that crap up, because then we can't really get through to each other and see each other. So if we give all that stuff up, the judgment goes away, just as I've experienced. And it's just so easy to be there for each other. And we need a lot more of that in this world. We've always needed more of that. But right now in 2020, our sense of coldness and just being callous is peaking far beyond what it's ever been. It really is. And I'm hoping that trend ends soon and the pendulum swings the other direction. All right, I love you all. Mwah. I'm making a video soon of exactly how I personally beat COVID with, I'm not going to put everything into that video because I've got other videos where I showed you that. But there's going to be one concoction specifically that I put together that I just guzzled every day that made the biggest difference, and it's something you can do even when you're healthy and you just want to build a healthier immune system, which is the first key thing is to go into sickness with an already great functioning immune system. So this is going to be pretty valuable. My mom did not beat COVID-19, but she had a lot of underlying health problems. Lots of underlying health problems, including heart and lung issues. And COVID-19 is something that attacks the upper respiratory system directly. And the final scan that she had done the day that we started her on the morphine drip, and then she passed away the following morning. But that day that, my mom decided she didn't want to live like that any longer, they did the final CAT scan, and to see if there's any improvement, and there wasn't. The virus had taken over all of her lungs. There was nothing more they could do. There was no chance of her surviving. And if she wasn't sedated, she was in terrible agony. Oh my, just imagine you have nothing left in your lungs and you're on a BiPAP. And your only option is either you're going to live in horrible agony for whatever your lifespan might be left is going to be very short, but you have to be sedated constantly, otherwise you're just in too much pain and agony. Or your other choice is they put you on a morphine drip, you relax, and eventually you slip away peacefully, your heart stops beating and you stop breathing. And that's the only peaceful option at that point. And that was communicated to my mom, and she was inaudible at that point for the most part with her voice, but she was able to communicate through nodding her head, and we did understand her words a little bit, and she was pretty clear. She said she didn't want to die, but the palliative care worker, great way of wording things. I don't remember exactly how she worded it, but she didn't say, "Are you ready to die?" It was nothing like that. It was something about, nobody wants to die, Joyce. But so the better way to frame this, the question is living worthwhile if it means living like this for the short time that you have left? Is it worth living like this any longer? Something like that. And my mom said, no, it's not. And she had a do not resuscitate order on her bracelet. And then the final thing, I'll share this with you. When I got to the hospital, they let me, they gowned me up because of COVID and mask, goggled me in gloves, the whole 9 yards. And when I got there, there was, one more confirmation. They had me visit her so that she didn't have to slip away alone. That was the most precious thing they could have done. But when they were getting the morphine drip ready, my mom said, are you putting me down now? I thought that was kind of funny. My mom was funny. She liked to joke a lot. But she said it with, her agonizing demeanor because she was in such agony. So I don't know for sure if she was trying to be funny. I like to think she was, because that's quite a weird way of putting that. Or not. I don't really know. Hopefully she was just trying to be funny. But her demeanor was not funny. She didn't say it with a humorous tone. She was in agony. She said it with an agonizing tone. Are you putting me down now? And the nurse nodded yes. And I was just there. I was frozen. I just said, I love you, Mom. Because it was hard to acknowledge that we're putting it down now. So I didn't nod yes or no. But when the nurse nodded yes, my mom also nodded yes clearly. So that was the final confirmation that, she knows what's happening and this is what she wants. And okay, Mom. I didn't say okay, Mom, but I thought it. All I said to my mom was, Mom, I love you. However this turns out, you're going to be better than you are now. Whether it's your time now or 20 years from now, however this turns out, I love you. I'm going to miss you like crazy, and you're going to be better off than you are now. So even still, I kept on to this hope that now or 20 years from now or anything in between, that my mom knew. Because the nurse just told her, and the palliative care told her, and we got her, yes, this is what I want. Okay, this ended up being a little longer than I thought. It happens. So look out for this video. I'm going to make, that's where I was. And even though I've done other videos on this, they're very long and they were live feeds, I was interactive. This is going to be more of a succinct, moving right along, fluent kind of video. Because I wanted to get out there. This is something that can help out a lot of people. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll be there. It'll also be on Facebook. But YouTube is really the ultimate archive of all my video content. So make sure you go there. If you type in Tom Birkenmeyer in YouTube search, my channel will come right up. First result you'll see at Tom Birkenmeyer. You can't miss it. So just subscribe to me there. And I've already got thousands of videos there under the umbrella of natural, chemical-free health and organic wealth. So natural health and just better money. And one more thing, I've got a group for positive-minded people. It's called Changemakers. Search it or just ask me for it if you don't see it or if you're unsure that you see it. It's called Changemakers. And it sounds like a common name, so you may want to message me or just ask me for the link. But it's for positive-minded people who like natural health and better money, or one or the other, or a combination of both. And maybe there's something there that can help you out between that and my YouTube channel, or something you can use to help somebody else out. Who knows? I've got hundreds of videos on just how to make healthy meals, for example, as well as a ton of other stuff and a lot of mindset stuff, because what the mind thinks, the body and the rest of your life tends to follow. So that's why I focus so much on personal philosophy and what we believe and how it affects what we do or don't do. I don't overlook that, but a lot of people do, and that's why they struggle and they don't see things through, or they fall off, that kind of thing. But I've been consistently on now for 13 years and counting, almost 13 years. This August 12th, 7 days from now will be 13 years. I got it to the day, August 12th, 2007. So look out for those things. And just one more time, I love you all and appreciate you so much. And continue to love and be there for your fellow human beings. And hopefully that'll catch on and we can quash this terrible height that we've reached of callousness in our world. Just share the love. Share the love. And on a final note, the final note, a post I made yesterday, something along the lines of, if you don't want to live a healthy lifestyle, like my mom didn't, love her unconditionally, but she didn't, and it broke my heart every day, and I tried. But if you don't want to live a healthy lifestyle, they can prescribe drugs for you, and those drugs will have you feeling less and less like yourself until you don't really feel like yourself anymore. And then you rob all those people that love and care about you, including new people that you might meet, from getting to know the real you. People that already know the real you, they start to miss the real you, and they become heartbroken, and they see that, and it's just, it hurts. It really hurts. I didn't just start hurting when my mom passed away. I started hurting years and years ago, many, many years ago. The past 2 years is when it started to get really bad, where my mom was really less and less like herself. So the past 2 years was like a magnifying glass was put on it. And every day I hurt for those past 2 years. And then before 2 years ago too, but really amplified over the past 2 years. It just hurts so bad. And now it's final because she's passed away. But I also know she's at peace now. And she's with my dad, Popeye the Sailor Man, or as I call him, Dad. But when he was in the Navy, he got a tattoo of Popeye on his forearm. It's a really cool tattoo, just a black tattoo, nothing fancy, but it was so cool. And everybody knows that tattoo. So, he got the nickname from a lot of people, Popeye the Sailor Man. I still just call him Dad because that's the ultimate thing, is he's my dad, the ultimate title. And my dad was a very well decorated career naval officer, very proud sailor, proud of his country, loves his family. My dad was a great guy. Born to be my dad, and my mom was born to be my mom. So yeah, I was saying it's worthwhile to live a healthy lifestyle. It's worth it. You get to be yourself, and everybody gets to love you and know you as yourself, because that's who we want, is you feeling like you and to be healthy and happy. And so it's worth it. And if I can help in my Changemakers group, join that group. Positive-minded people, join that group and subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit me on my blog site, tombirkenmeyer.com. I've got many thousands of pieces of content out there by now, and they're going to keep coming. That's why it's important to subscribe. It's not going to stop. I'm going to keep making content, including after this video. I got a piece of content to make on that concoction. So there you have it. I keep saying one final note. I think that might actually be it on the final notes. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching this video to the end, and feel free to keep dropping your love and support in the comments here and on YouTube and wherever else that you would like. It helps all of us. It helps you to get it out there, to express yourself. Helps me and other family members that might be reading your comments. And it's good for everybody, okay? Bye for now. Mwah.